Wednesday. Okay. Good morning, students. So let us continue the topic. Just we started yesterday. I think yesterday we were talking about these communication skills. As I told you, there are three main communication skills in which you can improve yourself. First of all, oral communication skills, then written communication skills, and non-verbal communication skills. So in oral communication, there are four skills or four areas where you can improve yourself. The first one is a presentation skill. Second one is you should be very much aware about the audience. Then critical listening is there, and then body language. So these are the four aspects of oral communication skills. Then the second one, written communication skill. It includes academic writing, then revision and editing, then critical reading, and then presentation of data. So these are the four areas where you can improve yourself on. These are the sub skills. And in non-verbal communication, you will see that you should be very much aware about audience first of all. Then you should improve your presentation, personal presentation skills, and then body language. So these are the three areas where you can improve yourself. Then let us see what are the essentials of good communication skills. Okay, so there are near about five topics, subtopics. So first of all, knowledge. You should be very much, when only you are having sufficient knowledge of the topic, then only your presentation will be proper or your communication will be proper. So you should be a knowledgeable person, or you should have sufficient knowledge of that topic in which you are going to have that communication. Then here, if you are knowledgeable person, or if you are having sufficient knowledge with you, then what will it will help you to make your conversation spontaneous. So spontaneity is very important. The people or the audience or the listener should feel that you are very much spontaneous and you are having a proper communication with you. Okay. And then you should look at the level of conversation also. At what level you took that conversation. So this is the first topic, and this is the first essential thing you should have with you, essentials of good communication. Okay. Then you should be very much appropriate in organizing your thoughts, and when thoughts are well organized, when you have proper knowledge. So this is what the linking between this knowledge and thoughts. When your thoughts are very much clear, then you can organize it very properly. So organization of your thoughts is very important. Then participating in discussion. So this is the third area you should look at. So try to participate the audience in your communication. And how can you do that? With the help of discussion. So you, in between, you ask various questions to the students, and you can have this particular you can participate the audience. Then the next one is body language. I think in the last lecture I told you that what do you mean by body language. There are various aspects of body language: posture, gestures, eye contact, voice modulation, proximity. These are the few important areas in which you can improve yourself. Posture and gesture. Posture means the way you speak, the way you talk, the way you walk, the way you sit. They are called as a postures. And gestures, your facial expressions are called as a gestures. Your hand movements, your leg movements, your body movements, that is called as a body language. Okay. So show versus a tell. So your presentation should be like a show and not like a trail. Okay. And last but not the least, what is this? Being a good listener. So though you are playing the role of sender, though you are playing the role of speaker, you should be all the time you should be a good listener. So you should listen to the audience what they want, so that your communication will be a proper one. Okay. So let us continue. These are the five essential things of good communication. Let me repeat. First one is knowledge. So have proper knowledge of the topic, of the subject which you are going to present. Number two, organize your thoughts. Here, organization of thought means that you should know how you are going to begin. Okay, then how you are going to middle part, that is the core part, that is the most important topic, and how you are going to end. So you should know all these things. So this is called the organization of thoughts. So you should have proper beginning, you should have proper middle, and you should have proper end. All these three things, they are put into this organizing your thoughts. So you should know how you are going to start your lecture, or how you are going to start your presentation. Then you should know what you are going to speak in the middle, and you should know how you are going to conclude your presentation. So that is called as a organization, or organizing your thoughts. Then the third one was, you should consider how you are going to participate the students in your topic. Then number four, your body language should be proper one. You should look like a confident person. You shouldn't be looking very clumsy or like that. You should have your appearance proper, which is very much suitable for that presentation. And the last one, that you should be a good listener also. You should be always ready to listen the thoughts or the any comment from the speaker, from the audience. Okay, this is what the essentials of good communication. Let us continue. So this is one another interesting topic. Seven C's of effective communication. If you want to become a good communicator, so you should always consider, or you should always think of these seven things. Seven C's. Seven. These C's are very important. And how many C's are there? Seven C's are there. Completeness. The first C is completeness. Okay, so your presentation, your communication should be complete in all sense. There shouldn't be any type of lacuna, there shouldn't be any type of barrier, there shouldn't be any type of problem remained in your presentation. So try to make your presentation, your message, say for example presentation, we will say, try to make your presentation complete in all sense. Okay, so therefore the first one is called as a completeness. Then number one is conciseness. So here I have written kiss, KISS. So what do you mean by kiss? So it is very simple, short, and you could say small. So try to make your presentation concise. So this is called as a concise in other way. This is one acronym I have used, KISS. So you'll be surprised why I have written this, but for me, KISS means keep it short and small. So you should be very much careful about whenever you are framing sentences, whenever you are framing any kind of paragraph or like that. It should be always short and small. Why? Because they are easy to understand for the audience. Therefore, it is very important. Okay. Then the consideration. So you should consider all the factors. I think in the previous lecture I have told. So consider all the aspects of communication. As you know, in the previous lecture, I have told you the various aspects of communication. You know that sender, receiver, decoding and encoding, then medium, then feedback, and the barriers. So these are the aspects of communication, and you should consider all these aspects of communication. You should know thorough knowledge about all these aspects of communication. Okay. Then clarity. So what do you mean by clarity here? Clarity of thought. If you are very much clear about your thoughts, about your any content or the topic which you are going to present, so you should be very much clear in that. You, in all aspects, you should be having thorough knowledge, or you should consider all these things. Okay. Then concreteness. Okay, sorry for disturbance. So the next seventh, the fourth C was clarity of thought. That was the fourth one, and we were talking about correctness. So what do you mean by correctness? The message should be correct. So what do you mean by correct here? The message what you are going to transfer, that should be very correct one. Okay, so that is called as a correctness. Then the next sixth C is courtesy. So courtesy means, okay, so courtesy stands for, here you should have this polite approach. You should be polite with your audience. You shouldn't be look like a very arrogant person. So that is called as a courtesy, and you should follow all the manners and etiquettes of English language and social behavior. So it is called as a courtesy, and you should mention the resources from where you have taken that particular information, and it should be informed to the audience. And then, okay, so there is one mistake here. It is concreteness and correctness. So correctness, it is given here. Correctness means the message should be correct, and Here, concreteness. So this is what mistaken. So let us continue. Here it is concreteness. So here is concreteness. So concreteness means whatever whatever you speak or whatever you talk, it should be very proper. No abstracts. So whatever you are speaking, it should be very concrete one, so that they could understand, the listeners or the audience could understand what you are speaking. So what happens most of the time, whenever you are talking anything abstractly or abruptly, they will confuse themselves, or the message couldn't be delivered or understood properly. Therefore, you should make your message concrete one. Okay, so how can you make this your message concrete one? So you can use various examples, and with the help of examples, the people, the students, the audience, the listener can understand what you mean. Okay, so it is called as a concreteness. And then the courtesy, just I told you, and the last one, correctness. So you should consider all these seven aspects of effective communication. So let me repeat these seven C's of effective communication. First one is a completeness. Second one is a conciseness. Conciseness, as I told you, conciseness means you should be very short. Then consideration, you should consider all the aspects of communication. Then clarity, clarity of thought is there. Concreteness means the message should be concrete. It shouldn't be abstract, or it shouldn't be vague. Abstract means it shouldn't be vague. Okay, then courtesy is there, and then correctness. So these are the seven C's of effective communication. Okay, adding color to the communication, this is what one interesting aspect here, what you could see. So you could see a glass of drink is given there, and you could look at the colors and what effects you are having in your mind, what type of feelings you are having, the picture of this particular topic. So here, images. So whenever you are having any presentation, try to take maximum images. Okay, try to get. Okay, so add as much as images whenever you are presenting. So why these images help you to make your communication effective one. So adding colors to the communication includes the first topic, that is, then show, don't tell. So whenever you are presenting, don't tell, because people don't like whenever you are telling something. But whenever you are showing something, that is very important. So people like to watch, people like to observe. Therefore, showing is important. And telling includes only speaking. So don't tell them. Don't speak all the time. So try to include the other aspects also. Then this is what the next aspect. Use audience's senses. What are the audience senses are there? So the people, they are there in front of you. They are human beings, and therefore they have all these senses: sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. And use these senses. So how you can put various pictures. You can have some. Uh, you can use pictures here in your presentations so that they can see. Okay. Then sound. For sound you can use various audio clips. Okay. For touch, taste, smell, again you can have AV, audio visual clips. So while what will happen because of this audio visual clips, all the senses, that sight, sound, touch, taste, they will have an opportunity to use all these things, and therefore it is overall it is called as a adding colors to the communication. Means you have to add spices in your communication, in your presentation. I think all of you are very much fond of eating various dishes, and how you make any dish, so you put proper spices to them, and then only the dish is presentable or edible. In the same way, your presentation should be having that spices in it. So in our presentation, in communication, spices means you have to use all these things. And sometimes you can have for touch and all these things, you can have some activity also. Both physical, mental activities you can add your communication. And because of this activity, the audience, the listeners, the people in front of you, they will feel that they are the part of whole process, and they will enjoy the whole process very well. So let me summarize once again. Whenever you are presenting, use as much as images, okay, and describe those processes, phenomenon, and relieve also. Relieve is also there important. Then show, don't tell. So don't tell them anything, but they like whenever you are showing something. And use the five senses of audience, that is sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. How you can do this, it is given here. So you can use various types of pictures, real pictures, or sometimes pictures drawn by the artist. You can use, this is a proper picture, so you can see here how I put this particular picture here. Then you can use various audio clips to enjoy the sound. And then you can use various audio visual clips. In audio clips only sound will be heard, but in audio visual clips you can see the movie, the pictures, as well as the sound also. And you can put some activities there also. Okay, so let us continue. Now the next topic is improving communication. So there are some short type of hints, you could say. These are the hints. So what are the hints? Don't use jargons. Jargons means scientific words. So what happens whenever you are using scientific words, technical words, the common people or the audience or the listeners, they are not able to understand what do you mean. Though you know those words very terms, okay, technical terms very well. Though you are very much familiar with all these scientific words and technical terms, it is also possible that the listener, they are not very much aware about those terms and scientific words. Therefore what you should do, avoid such jargons. Okay, so don't use such technical words and difficult words and bombarding words like that. Then brevity, Brevity means just kiss. Now you know very well this kiss. Kiss means keep it short and small. So brevity, your message should be very much proper and very short. Sincere, so you should look as if you are very much sincere to your purpose, since you are very much sincere to your objective. You are very seriously sending that particular message. Seriously means you shouldn't look like very serious, but you should be sincere. Okay. Don't praise yourself. This is the one thing. Most of the people like to praise themselves, but the audience don't like to praise. If I'm talking with you, and if I'm saying all, if I'm talking all about myself, I have done this and this, I have done blah 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 like this, so people are not interested in your achievements or how great you are. They are not interested in your achievements. They are interested in the topic which you are presenting to them. So therefore it is better to talk about that topic itself, okay, and not to talk about yourself. So therefore you should consider this aspect very well. Don't praise yourself unnecessarily, okay, or rather don't, you do not do that, okay. Don't praise yourself. People don't like that. And if you are doing all the time praising yourself, they will think that this man or this person is here to just to present himself and not the topic, okay. Then avoid arguments. There are some chances that some people do not agree with you and they argue with you, but in such cases avoid such arguments, okay. Simply you can say that there may be you may have other uh, views on this topic, you may have other opinions on this topic, but we will have a discussion at the end of our presentation. Let me finish first, in this way. So don't argue with the people. What happens in argument, nobody wins, but both the people, means speaker and listener, they get hurt. Therefore you should do this thing. Don't argue with the audience. Then be tactful. So what do you, tactful means you should know time management and number of things they are there. But here I consider time management very important. So be tactful. You should know when you are going to start, when you are going to end, what is the time given for you, what is the time given for interactions, okay, like this. So you should be very much tactful. Then silence is very important. Be silent sometime. So whenever you are giving very important information, or whenever you are delivering a very important point, so keep a silence for a while and then declare that topic. So what will happen whenever you keep silence, the people are very much concentrating, or they are very much they are ready to understand what you are going to speak. Therefore silence plays very important role in communication also. So in communication it need not that all the time you should be talking. So you can have a, you can use silence as your one of the means of communication, okay. Enunciation means here I am talking about pronunciation. So pronunciation means how should you should speak. Your speaking should be very much clear so that they can understand it. It should be loud enough. The last person in your class or in your hall, he should be able to listen your uh, voice. Then syllables, they are the smallest unit of spoken speaking, and therefore all the syllables should be very proper. And then there should be flexibility of tone. So I think in body ball, tone or voice. So your tone should be flexible. It should, you shouldn't speak in one tone. Your presentation shouldn't be monotonous. So there should be variation in your sound, and then only you will be acceptable uh, by the audience. Otherwise, it is very difficult to continue your communication. Okay. So let us start the next one. Ways to gain effective ways to gain effective conversation. So whenever you are having a communication with your listeners, so here are few clues to use those ways. Good use of English. Okay. So whenever you are speaking, avoid errors, mistakes. So whenever you are speaking, your pronunciation should be very proper, and there shouldn't be any kind of grammatical mistake in the use of English. And whenever you are writing, the same practice you should follow. So it is called as a good use of English. And how it can happen? You should have proper practice for that. With the help of proper practice, you can have this thing, proper good use of English. Then improved vocabulary, overlook versus oversee. Overlook means neglect. Okay, so improve your vocabulary, that is word power. Vocabulary means word power. You should have enough words with you, then you can have effective communication. You should have maximum words with you. Why? Because words are there with the help of which you speak, you construct sentences, you put your thoughts. So you should have maximum words with you. Avoid old phrases. So some phrases or some words or some uh, idioms, they may be very used in old English. So don't use such words or such phrases, though you know them, because it is possible, or it is one of the possibility that the listeners or the receivers, they are not knowing, they don't know such phrases, old phrases. Therefore don't use. Then what should you use? Current phrases or idioms, and like this you should use humor. So why humors? So you can use some on the spot jokes, and you can create humor in your communication. So humor makes you help to relieve your stress, and people, they feel very friendly with you, and they can be attracted with your topic. Okay, like this. So use humor. Then add interesting story. So put some so what do you mean by adding interesting story? So here some personal experience. Add some personal experiences in your presentation. It is called as a adding interesting stories of yourself. So if you are having any kind of experience related with topic, so you can put that experiences as a example in the communication. Okay. And then improve clarity of voice. So look at this, clarity of voice. Your voice should be clear, and for this, what is essential? Practice is essential. So with the help of practice only, you can have this clarity of voice. Okay, so these are the ways to gain effective communication. If you consider all these factors very seriously, and if you work on these things, what will happen? You can become a good communicator. Okay, so let us continue. 5 P's are there. Which are they? We will continue one by one. 5 P's of communication. They are prior or priority, preparation, prevent, poor performance. Okay, prior preparation prevents poor performance. So these are the only one thing. So you should be prepared. Not only be prepared, but well prepared. You should be, whenever any kind of presentation is there, you should be well prepared. Without preparation, if you go there, there are more chances that your communication or your presentation will be failure one. So therefore prior preparations prevents poor performance. If you want to avoid your poor performance, what is expected? There should be prior preparation. Whenever you are having any kind of presentation, you should be well prepared. Without preparation, you dare not to start your presentation. So therefore, 5 P's here it is. This is the one interesting thing you should remember, that prior preparation prevents poor performance. Then this is the one think before you speak. So THINK, think. T is true. H is it helpful. Oh, T stands for information should be true. H stands for helpful. It should be helpful. Then I stands for inspiring. So whenever you are giving any kind of information, the people should feel like they are being inspired. Okay. And then N stands for necessary. The people are interested in only necessary things. If you are telling them unnecessary things, they will not listen to you. Okay. And then kind. So you should be kind enough towards the audience. If you are not kind, if you are arrogant, or kind of arrogance is there, so they will not listen you. So this is what think before you speak. Think means what? Your message should be true. Then it should be helpful. Whatever you are telling them, it should be helpful to them. It should be inspiring. A certain inspiration should be the output of your presentation. Then the thing you are talking, it should be related to their necessities, and your approach should be kind, your attitude should be kind. Then only they will listen. Okay. It will help you to make your communication effective. Okay. Now this is the open session. Here I am expecting few particular problems or any difficulties from your side, but we will do this in our lecture. So thank you very much for attending this particular lecture. Okay.